Hello to all of you out there listening. It's great to have an opportunity to talk to you again. On Saturdays, we look back at the groups that we've been having at the church during the week. And this week, we've been following on from Cap Sunday, Christians Against Poverty, last week. And we've been looking at Luke 4, verses 18 to 19, where Jesus reads in the synagogue from Isaiah 61 and announces himself as the promised Messiah. And we've been doing a bit more praying in the groups this week. So as I go through, I'll mention the things that we might want to pray for in response to what we're looking at. And you might want to pause the video and pray, or you could potentially pray at the end if you want to. So Luke 4, verse 18, Jesus starts to read with these words, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me." And throughout the Bible, the idea of the Spirit being on someone is about being on for action in order to achieve some purpose or another. The Spirit comes to equip people to do that. And then it says, because he has anointed me. And again, the idea of being anointed is about being set apart for a particular purpose under God. And so here, Jesus is saying the Spirit is on me for action and for a purpose. And what is that purpose? And this purpose that Jesus aligns himself with are our purposes too as we follow him. So the first one is to proclaim good news to the poor. In Mark 5, Jesus heals a man possessed by a number of demons. And the man says to him, "Can I come with you?" when he's been healed. And Jesus says this to him, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." And he goes and does that, and it says all the people were amazed. So we have a story to tell of how much the Lord has done for us. We have good news to give to the poor, both those who are practically, financially poor and those who are spiritually poor. And so perhaps you want to pause and pray for opportunities to share our good news about Jesus, but also opportunities to be good news to those who are in need. And the next line is to proclaim freedom for the prisoners. There's a variety of ways that people are imprisoned in these days, not just the actual physical imprisonment, but imprisoned by debt, as we thought about on Sunday. Other things, including addiction, can be imprisoned by relationships that they don't feel they can escape from, or even relationships that they no longer have access to in these days because of COVID. It can be imprisoned by health issues, both poor physical and mental health, and also potentially even imprisoned by their past, by things that have happened to them that they don't believe they can get away from. In Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20, Paul writes, "In Jesus and through faith in him, we may approach God with freedom and confidence." And one of the hardest things is that there are those who are separated from God by their sin. So we can approach God with freedom and confidence and ask for him to come and release those who are imprisoned. The next one is to recover sight for the blind. In Ephesians 1, verses 18 to 19, Paul writes, "I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people, and his incomparably great power for us who believe." Paul's writing there to Christians, to people who follow Jesus, and we too need to have the eyes of our hearts enlightened, that we may know more the truth about Jesus, more the hope to which we've been called, more of the riches of his inheritance, and more of his incomparably great power. So again, perhaps you might want to pause and pray that the eyes of our hearts would be enlightened as we continue on our journey from being blind to being able to see, but also then that we are able to enlighten others as we share truth about Jesus. Then it says to set the oppressed free. This is about injustice. What do we do with injustice? I guess there are many people watching this who've suffered great injustice themselves. What do we do with that? Well, Peter writes in 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 23, he writes this about Jesus. When they hurled their insults at him, he did not retaliate. When he suffered, he made no threats. Instead, he entrusted himself to him who judges justly. No matter what's happened to you and how much injustice you've faced, you can entrust yourself to God because he judges justly. And the day is coming when justice will be done. So we don't need to fight or retaliate with regard to our own injustice, but we do want to do that for others. In Micah 6:8, it says, what does the Lord require of you? And the first thing he requires is to act justly. So we want to be able to pray for justice, pray for injustice to stop in whatever areas we feel called to pray for, but also that we'll be able to bring justice to others. And the final phrase Jesus reads from Isaiah 61 is to proclaim the year of the Lord's favour. Psalm 30 verses 4 to 5 says, sing the praises of the Lord, you his faithful people, praise his holy name, for his anger lasts only a moment, but his favour lasts a lifetime. If you follow Jesus, you are in the favour of God. His favour is on you and impacts your life. And again, we long for others to know that favour for themselves as they respond to God. But perhaps take the opportunity now just to pray, praise and thanks to God for his favour in your life. Now I just want to share with you about next Sunday morning. We're doing a different kind of service next Sunday. We're calling it kind of Sharing Sunday. And the people that we're hoping will be sharing are people like you, hopefully you who's listening to this. We're asking any and all of you who are willing and able to film yourselves sharing something that has helped and encouraged you on your faith journey during the past few weeks. So if you're able to do that, we'd love to have as many as possible. It would be great to see a number of different faces sharing. Here's the kind of criteria that we're looking for. We're looking for something around something around a minute would be enough, but please up to 2 minutes. Please don't go over 2 minutes. If you go over 2 minutes, we may need to edit you. We'd love you to do that as couples or as families. If you have others in your household and film together, if you do that, we might let you sneak up to 3 minutes if there's more than one sharing. Can we ask that you please film yourself in landscape mode? That means this way round with your phone rather than that way round. So film yourself in landscape mode, and please leave a couple of seconds from when you hit record to you start talking, and a couple of seconds from when you finish to when you stop. That would be really helpful. If you want to be filmed, if you're not able to do that but you want to share, then you can come into church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday between 9 and 12. Julie will be there to film you, and we'll be happy to film you sharing your testimony. If you're coming to one of the groups on Sunday evening or Monday or Wednesday, we can again film you after the gathering at church. We need them in by the end of Wednesday, but however you can, if you can film yourself, however you can get that to Julie would be great. Even if you need to put it on a memory stick and pop it through the door. If you need help and you're not sure how to do that, then again contact us and we can find ways to help you to do that. There's a thing called a website called WeTransfer, where it's quite easy for people to transfer their videos. So please, if you have something to share, here's again what we're looking for. Share something that has helped and encouraged you on your faith journey during the past few weeks. We'd love to have as many as possible doing that. So if you're able to, please do your best to record yourself and get that to us, and then basically that will be our service, along with some interspersed with some songs and other bits and pieces. It's been great to talk to you. I'm looking forward to seeing your videos as they start to come through, and we will speak to you again sometime soon.